God, it's Mermaid Princess Destiny here, and today I'm not gonna be wearing any makeup, just so you know. Today I have my mermaid tail on, obviously. Today I wanted to apologize. I wanted to apologize now for not posting last week. My internet died, so I couldn't really post. Today I also wanted you to know my story. Okay. So I'll get back to you on that in a minute. All right, I'm back. So here's my story. When I was a baby, my father, the Celtic god of the sea, Nen Mocklear. He dropped me off at a couple whose last names were O'Kennedy, or nowadays it would probably be Kennedy. I pretty much grew up with them and as my parents. And when I was 18, I found out that I was Mocklear's daughter. And let's see. Also, not too long after my 18th birthday, I ended up getting a trident to help me protect myself, but I wasn't released into the sea, since the sea would be more like my home than where I grew up. And no, when I did not end up and getting into the sea and exploring it for a little while, I ended up one night I ended up going to the surface to look around to which way I should go, and then a wave started to come my way, and I did not watch the wave come my way, and when I was about to go under, the wave stopped right in front of me, and I ended up meeting my father for the very first time. He told me that I was going to be watched, and that I'm going to be watched over and protected. And he put a spell on my trident and to help me protect myself. Okay. Which wasn't very great of him. And so ever since then, I was protected. But while I was I was exploring the sea for years after that. I love exploring the sea. It's a great place to explore. And so I explored the sea for years after that, and about 300 years ago, I ended up meeting a pirate named Daniel. Um, he was a pretty great guy. He was actually the nicest pirate that I ever met, and the first pirate I ever met. No, I didn't. I met a few more pirates before that, but I ended up having to run from them because they weren't very nice. So that's one thing. And so I met Daniel, and I didn't got to know him a bit, and I ended up being very interested in him. But unfortunately, he already died. He already died from he didn't was yeah, and he didn't was known as the Pirate King, Captain Foxy. You did not probably know that name from the game, from the game Five Nights at Freddy's, but that's not, but, he's, not the same guy as, the character Freddy. His personality is similar, but, it's not totally the same. And so I didn't went ahead and met him and got to know him, and I started to have an interest in him. I had an interest in him, and unfortunately, and what I figured out was that he was looking for the Fountain of Youth, so he could live on forever with me. But the thing is that the Fountain of Youth is not really very hard to find. I couldn't even find it myself. It was impossible for me to find. And so he couldn't really find it, and I never seen him since. So I'm kind of a little upset about that, but it was over 300 years ago, so I'm willing to talk about it now. And I hope, and all I didn't pretty much hope is that he found it and he's trying to find his way back to me. But I'm not going to have any guarantees on that. Maybe one day he will find, maybe one day he didn't found it, and he is on his way back to me if he can find me. But since the pirates, I was known as the living treasure because my father was a god. Anyway, my father was a god, and that's why I was known as the living treasure. And let's see. And let's And because I wasn't hunted by the pirates, I ended up going to the surface to hide from the pirates and then blend in with normal humans. Since I didn't could since I know I could get legs if I lived up in the surface. So it wasn't easy for me to blend it into humans, but back then there wasn't any cameras or anything like that. But since there were cameras, since there are cameras now, since there are cameras now, and pirates aren't really as known as they used to be, I ended I decided to open up a little bit, and hopefully, if there are still any pirates out there, not to see this. But I'm fine with anybody else to see this. And I did not thought that you would like my story, and maybe one day it will become a legend. All right. So I would love to now go back to the sea and explore, and hopefully I don't run into pirates while I'm out there. Okay. So now that's my story. Well, I also done, and because of that, I done live on both land and water. Now, so that's my story. I hope you guys like it. And again, I'm really sorry for not posting last week. Other than TikTok. Okay. I will see you next time. Bye.